to the 2021 Horizons Leadership Program graduation. I'm Maggie Lucan, and together with Josh Orlin, we are the proud Horizons co-chairs. Before we begin our reflections, this evening's presentation, and of course, the reason we're all here together, the 2021 graduation of the Horizons Leadership Program. We wanted to say a few important thank yous. But first, we have a special request. So please keep your videos on tonight's celebration. And since we can't be in person, let's be extra graduates, see all your smiles. So thank you, and welcome to Board Chair Alan Cohn, Interim President and CEO Mark Friedman, Chief Education Officer Rabbi Arnie Samlin, and everyone from the Federation for being with us tonight and giving us the opportunity to be a part of such an impactful program. A special thank you to Shirley Gleichz of blessed memory for making the Horizons program possible, and biggest of thank yous to Karen Zemmel, our dedicated director, Nancy Berlin, our awesome facilitator, for all of your hardworking mentorship. It has been wonderful working together under your direction and guidance, and we really did make a totally great team. And as we said after each class, we did it. So of course, nothing happens without Lizbeth Duran, who keeps everything organized and keeps track of all of us. Thank you, Lizbeth, as well.
All right, Maggie, and again, welcome everyone. Maggie and I wanted to share a few words and reflect on our experience co-chairing this year's Horizon class, and perhaps more importantly, to truly depict the importance of the program itself. Over the last year together, we have learned so much about ourselves, our community leadership skills, and how to balance our commitments as co-chairs with our busy careers. We've also learned that when the unexpected happens, we push together, pull together as a team, and make the necessary adjustments. As a team, we decided to go forward with the classes, even though we knew the first few months would be on Zoom. We never thought that the entire program would be on Zoom, but we made it through. Like Nancy always says, we're resilient and we pivot. And that's certainly been the theme of this year, pivoting. And we did it together as a team. It's been rewarding personally and professionally. Maggie?
Yeah, being here for tonight's virtual graduation makes me so proud. This class has really pushed the boundaries of distance with our online tools. Last year, as Horizons participant, I was able to sip wine and get to know the class in person while learning about our federation, and we had laughs while finding our leadership skills. For this class, we got to know one another while joking around in our breakout sessions and our WhatsApp group. As a co-chair, I got a peek behind the scenes and saw the class in a new lens. I cannot wait to see what all these Jewish leaders accomplish in our community for the years to come. I know this program will leave a profound impact. Through our Jewish journeys, guest speakers, mitzvah projects, I know together we can work hard to meet our community's needs. So imagine what will be possible soon when we're no longer bound to our sofas, kitchen tables, home desks, right? So Josh, why don't you tell us about how Horizons has impacted you personally?
All right, guys. So this is actually my third year in Horizons. I was a participant for 1 year, and I've been co-chairing this program for the last 2 years. I started Horizons. I had no expectations. Sydney Gordetsky at the time, Sydney Rubin, signed me up without letting me know and didn't really give me much of a choice. I had just moved down from Atlanta, and secretly I joined because I was hoping to meet my nice Jewish wife. And my girlfriend's in the background right now, and she just sat up looking very disgusted. I did not meet my nice Jewish wife in Horizons, but what I found was just an absolutely remarkable community. I've met some tremendous people. I've grown as a leader. I've really been able to embrace what the Federation is about. Just getting really entrenched in what this organization does, what it does for Holocaust survivors like my grandfather, Paul Orlan, what it does for individuals and children with special needs, what it does for the state of Israel, what it does for the homeless, the hungry. This organization has such a large footprint, in this community. And it's just been it's truly an amazing honor to both be part of the organization and now to have a little portion, be able to give back a little portion of what this organization has given me. So it's been quite a ride. I am not going anywhere. I look forward to seeing the tremendous impact that this class has on this community, and I'll be here for every step of it. So with that being said, speaking of this community and the leadership in the community, I want to turn it over to the Federation's interim president and CEO, Mark Friedman, who's going to say some words. Mark, it's nice to meet you, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do for this team.
Well, thank you very much, Josh, and Maggie as well for leading the group this year. So I'll start with an observation about graduation, since we're all in various forms of dress here and we seem very relaxed and casual, which is terrific. As I'm thinking back to when I graduated from high school, it was in June, it was on Long Island, and that day it was 107 degrees. And we had all these heavy gowns that they had given us to process in, and it was a rugged day. And most of us actually that day were wearing bathing suits or underwear underneath our gowns because it was so darn hot. So it's much more comfortable today, I must say. I'm so delighted that I'm able to congratulate Ariel DeRay, who will be receiving the Shirley Gleichz Award later. Congratulations to you, Ariel. And of course, thanking once again the terrific co-chairs of the programs and all the graduates, 22 of you strong, graduating from what is obviously the most unique program that has ever been run in this federation on a 10-month basis. It's extraordinary, your commitment and your drive to make this the success that it has become, and we're deeply in your debt. Karen asked me to deliver a message from the Federation this evening, but it's not me delivering the message. It's all of you. Just in the words that I heard Josh speak about what he learned about the community this year and all the work that the Federation does and coordinates with its wide range of partners is what Jewish life is all about here in Broward. And now you are the ambassadors who will continue on with this work. It's so vital, it's so important, and we know that you will expand the reach, the power, and the passion of this Jewish Federation and this community in the years to come. And it's not an understatement when I say to you, we won't be able to do it without you. One other observation before I sign off, I don't want to take too much of your time. And I'm a little bit intimidated because we have Rabbi Arnie on tonight, but I'm going to talk about a concept. I believe it's in the Torah, and I'm sure Arnie will correct me if I'm wrong. In the Jewish tradition, every 7th year in Israel, they go through a process called Shemitah. And Shemitah is the 7th year in which the fields of Israel lay fallow so that they will be able to renew themselves for 7 more years of vibrant growth. When I think about this class, actually, what you experienced this past year was a Shemitah year. You were a year ahead of the calendar. You had to operate under extraordinary circumstances without all the resources of social interaction, of vibrancy, of visiting the places that are so important in the Jewish community and doing the kinds of personal networking and having the kind of growth that doesn't happen necessarily during the Shemitah year. But you overcame it. You stayed together all of those 10 sessions. You worked, you networked, you learned together. So you overcame and you made Shemitah, even though it was supposed to be fallow, you made it a year of growth. And for that, you should be justifiably proud. So I'll close by thanking Karen Zemmel for all of her dedication and hard work to organizing this program and keeping you guys on track. And also I have to salute her for her careful vetting and selection of tonight's guest speaker. I know she was hard at work on that. And Frank, it's going to be great to hear from you in a few moments. And I wish you all of the best. I'm absolutely delighted that you don't have to suffer through an outdoor graduation in 108 degrees. And I'm sure I'll see all of you around the Federation building. We're hoping to open up very soon, and we can't wait to see you here. So thank you all.
All right. Thank you, Mark. And now it's my honor to introduce tonight's guest speaker, Franklin Zemmel. And I've known Frank for many years. He was a mentor of mine dating back to family dinners and barbecues, and we'd have fierce debates. And he helped confirm that I wanted to go to law school. So thank you, Franklin, for that. Maybe one day I'll have the ability to beat you in an argument. I still don't think that time is yet. But Franklin graduated from the University of Miami Law in 1989 and is a member of both the Florida Supreme Court and the United States Supreme Court bars. He's a partner at the AmLaw 200 national firm, Saul, Ewing, Arnstein, and Lair. He's a certified information privacy professional, and his practice includes privacy and cybersecurity law, religious land use, and First Amendment law, complex business litigation, and appellate law. He's a past member of the Board of Jewish Federation of Broward County and the Posnack JCC, and is member of the B'nai B'rith Justice Unit and the Greater Fort Lauderdale Chamber of Commerce, and co-chairs the Technology Committee. He has been repeatedly voted as top lawyer by South Florida Legal Guide and holds the highest ratings for professionalism and ethics as rated by Martindale-Hubbell. Franklin frequently is cited in the media, is an author of many published articles, and lectures on privacy and cybersecurity and professional ethics. Franklin has been married to Karen Zemmel for more than 30 years, and they have a daughter and a son-in-law, Casey and Matthew, and a son and daughter-in-law to be, Quinn and Chelsea. Frank, did I miss anything?
I just want to know who you're talking about. Who's this speaker?
I'm just reading the script. It's what they say. I didn't believe it myself, but here we are. Franklin, welcome, and I can't wait to hear your remarks.
All right, so thank you very much. This is really it's really a treat for me. But the first thing I'm going to say to my wife Karen is don't start the clock yet, because I haven't started speaking. I want to begin by saying thank you to Joshua Orland and Magali Lukin. I've been on the ride with you, believe me. I've watched a number of the videos. I've been listening in. I've been hearing the reports from Karen. It's been amazing watching you grow over the years. I want to give kudos to Bob Schneider. Job well done, Bob. He now has the best title one could have, immediate past president. Alan Cohn, it's great to see you. Alan, you have got the job at a time when the community really needs it. And I know that you're going to just do a great job. I know that you have your hand and pulse on everything in this community. Mark Friedman, it was nice to finally meet you. I saw Debbie Gober there. Rabbi Arnie, good to see you. Please don't correct me on my biblical reference that I will make in a few moments. Nancy, wonderful to see you. Pepe, wonderful to see you. Alona, Sydney. I know that I'm missing a number of the Federation professionals here, but please, I just appreciate all of the work that you do. Ariel DeRay Deichman will be receiving this incredible Shirley Gleichz Leadership Award. I've watched that award be awarded for many years, and it's an extraordinary award, and it couldn't go to anyone who deserves it more. I want to talk about my wife, Karen Zemmel, for a moment. Karen was the board chair of Federation years ago, who successfully shepherded our community for 3 years during the worst financial crisis of our age. She rose to the position in every single way, which is what good leaders do. She ran for Hollywood City Commissioner. She later became director of Jewish Women's Philanthropy and eventually the director of Horizons. Karen is the leader of the Zemmel family, but beyond that, she is a true leader in every way. And I'm going to define what a true leader is, at least my view of it, in a few moments. But now that Karen is retiring from professional life. I can't wait to see what projects she throws herself into next. And I know that Nikki wanted to participate as well, but it's not her turn. So with that, let me begin. So a wise man once brilliantly said, nothing, absolutely nothing. But since I'm not a wise man or nor nearly as brilliant, you're all not as lucky, because I do have some words to give you tonight. After spanning decades of education, training, and preparation, tonight is likely your last graduation. And I may be your last graduation speaker. And so my goal here tonight, if I'm successful, is to give each of you something to reflect on, something that you can take with you, something which I hope has lasting value. So I want to begin by first asking, do you know why each of you were selected to participate in the Horizons Leadership Program? And the answer is because someone saw something in you. In most cases, you yourselves don't know or see what that something is. If you were told what that something is, you would probably say, you don't see it. And so it goes. Leadership qualities are vastly varied, but we all recognize those qualities when we see them, even if we can't specifically identify what they are. On the other hand, you likely see yourselves very differently than others do. You can see what only you can see. You see your own fears, your own insecurities, your own doubts about yourselves. When you're called a leader, do you mumble under your breath something like, yeah, right, me, a leader? But what you see as your self-perceived faults can be your greatest strength if you're willing to challenge and not be ruled by those perceived faults. So fear and doubt are biologically hardwired into the brain for survival purposes, but they are instincts. That's all they are, and they can be overcome. Would you say that a soldier who, without a thought of consequence, races across a battlefield with bullets flying is brave or a fool? Would you say the same about a soldier who is terrified of the battle, of getting hurt or killed, but puts aside those fears to race across the same battlefield, but to save the life of a wounded soldier? Brave or a fool? In my view, the bravest are those that have doubts and fears, but puts them aside for a greater meaningful purpose. In short, bravery does not mean the absence of fears. Instead, it requires the existence of those fears, but then putting them aside to accomplish our goals. And good leadership requires bravery. I'm not talking about leadership. I'm talking about a special kind of leadership. I'm speaking about good leadership. So what do I mean by good leadership? So there are those that want power. There are those that do not want power, but who find themselves in leadership roles. I ask you to think about what type of leader you want to be and why. And think about what type of leader the Horizons program revealed you to be. Was anyone surprised? Just because someone's in front doesn't mean that person is a good leader. And just because someone has power doesn't mean that person is a good leader. A person who only tells people what they want to hear may be in front, they may have power, but they're not a good leader. Personally, I admire those with a vision who quietly lead from the background while shining the light of success on others. They are the most effective of good leaders. And most importantly, I admire those that think differently and are unafraid of thinking differently. And so now we come to the crux of the thoughts, which I want to share with you this evening. Think differently. First, I want to address our internal, what I call our internal narratives. We should identify and re-examine our internal narratives that have been repeating in our heads since childhood, as if we're forever playing the same part in a play. The play's script may change, the scenery may change, even the actors may change, but is our role, our internal narrative, is it always the same? Think differently. Are we always playing the role of victim? Are we always looking to explain why we can't do something rather than how we can? Think differently. We can become so much more than the roles that we defined for ourselves as children if only we can move past them. Think differently. Are we going to forever choose the roles for ourselves that we have been repeatedly choosing to play since childhood? Getting older isn't the same thing as thinking differently. Now I want to talk about the challenge of our external narratives. Here's what I ask for you to consider. Challenge every narrative which has been provided to you since childhood. So these are not the self-imposed narratives. These are the narratives which were imposed on you. They have been reinforced. In some instances, these narratives have been reinforced by those most trusted by you, who in turn did not challenge the narratives that they were given in childhood. And so it goes. True leaders, good leaders, break historic narratives in light of new facts and new information. If we are so certain that our existing narrative is the only true narrative, how is it that there are always others with a directly competing narrative who are just as certain as to the truth of their narrative? Ask yourselves, do our narratives require us to ignore facts? Do our narratives cause pain or humiliation to others? Right now, our community, our nation, Israel, and the world are all in a leadership transition. There is a generational opportunity and challenge fighting between historic narratives, the forging of a future based on new narratives, and the collective fear of change. For what scares people more than anything? Change. Just look to the Israelites, who no sooner out the door, after 400 years of slavery, preferred to return to Egypt rather than face the unknown. It's human nature. This will likely be your biggest challenge as leaders, breaking through existing narratives, because people do not like change. But you can do it. In fact, be ready. Thinking differently will cause friction, no doubt about it. But thinking differently and good leadership go together. For those of you willing to venture on such a journey, I recommend you travel with a guide, a companion. And I'm going to name 4 in particular, and I'll drop these into chat after I'm done. The first one is Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. A Candle in the Dark by Carl Sagan. And Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance by Robert Pirsig. Each one of these companions will break, if not shatter, many of our well-accepted narratives narratives which we are so certain are correct, we scoff at the possibility that we may have it all wrong. It may be the difference between looking at the world through a tiny keyhole rather than just opening the door. Agree with these books, don't agree with them, throw them into the fire when you're done. But either way, each one of these will forever change you permanently and will help to bring out the great leader in each of you. As we speak, your time has come. It's now your turn. Please go out, change the world, and start right here in our own community. So thank you and good night. And now I will pass it on to Troy.
Thank you, Franklin, so much for your meaningful remarks and wisdom. That was truly inspirational. My name's Troy Sorrell, and in keeping with tradition, as last year's Shirley Gleichz Award recipient, I am proud to present this year's Shirley Gleichz Award to Ariel Duray. The Shirley Gleichz Award is given each year to an outstanding Horizon Leadership Program alumnus and YLD leader in memory of Shirley Gleichz, a woman who understood the value of developing young leadership. During her lifetime, she created a special purpose fund to support Horizons, and following her passing, the Gleichz family agreed to perpetuate the fund in Shirley's memory. As a leader, Ariel is certainly exemplary of what we would like for the future of our Federation and our community. After graduating Horizons in 2017, Ariel served for 2 years as Horizons co-chair. She quickly followed that up role by becoming the co-chair of YLD, and she's finishing her 2-year term this month. Ariel currently sits on the Federation Board of Directors and the Judicial Reception Committee, and is a participant in the prestigious Community Leader Institute. In her professional life, Ariel is an attorney at Saul Ewing, Arnstein and Lair, and Ariel is married to Joshua, and they live in Fort Lauderdale. I had the privilege to work as co-chair with Ariel last year, and it was an absolute pleasure to work with her. She's simply just awesome. Leadership is something that is obviously a very big role to take on, and when you get out of Horizons and you go straight to being the co-chair of Horizons, I don't think there's anything that's leadership more than when you go and you are going to motivate, teach, and educate other young professionals on how to be a leader in this community. And that's exactly what Ariel did right off the gate. And in addition to that, as YLD co-chair, the thing that struck me the most about her was right off the bat, she had so much confidence and she made decisions and she was not scared to speak her mind. But she also balanced that with being open-minded. She always would listen to what everyone had to say, and she was able to balance being open-minded and having that confidence and taking everything into consideration and making the best decisions for YLD. So I am absolutely honored to present this award to Ariel. It's extremely well-deserving, and you are a superstar, and mazel tov, Ariel.
Thank you, Troy. I don't know if you're next to my Hollywood Square anymore, but you can just pass your arms over and I'll just pretend. I don't know if we can see this because of the background, Karen, but I'll take it off in a minute. This is just the beautiful plaque that was sent to me to make this as most realistic in person as we could for this evening. So everyone's remarks were great. Thank you, Troy. Very kind words, and I've always really enjoyed working with you, and I hope to continue to do that in the future. And congrats on the new little one that you have at home. And also to Karen, Nancy, Josh, Maggie, Peppy, the whole Federation gang. It really takes a village, as they say, to put something like this together. And you all do a fantastic job. It's really an honor to receive this award. It's such a joy to be part of the Federation family. And I'm really proud of what we do for our community. We talk a lot in Horizons about Jewish journey and how our Jewish identity has evolved over time. And one thing that's always been very constant for me is Jewish identity has always been very important. And there's a saying in the Talmud, and Rabbi Arnie can tell me where that comes from. Kol Yisrael arevim ze vazeh, and essentially what it means is all of Israel are responsible for one another, and that's always been something that I've always strived to do, to look out for everyone else, and particularly to make sure that every Jew is always taken care of. And I think Federation really embodies that. And I'm just really proud to be part of a group that strives so hard to make sure that every Jew locally, nationally, internationally is taken care of, and better yet, with dignity, which is hugely important. And so I'm just really thankful, and I'm honored to receive this award. Congratulations to all of the graduates here tonight. Baton is in your hands. It is what you make it, and I hope that you continue to be involved in this community going forward. I know I certainly will be, and I want to work together with all of you. So please continue to pick your place within Jewish Federation, and I assure you there is a place for all of you. And if anyone needs any assistance finding what their next role is going to be after Horizons, please give me a call. I'm happy to help. And also, if anyone after reading Atlas Shrugged wants to talk about who John Galt is, I'll take up that conversation as well. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
All right. So Mazel Tov, Ariel. And now what we have all been waiting for. Welcome to the Horizons graduating class of 2021.
My name is Merrick Lewin, and this is Aiden, my newborn son. And nothing inspires me more to become a great Jewish leader than this guy right here, because that's what it's all about, right? Is the next generation of Jews. And so that's what inspires me to be better every day, is this little guy right here. And I just had such an amazing experience with the Horizons program. I met so many great people and really got a chance to think and talk about what it means to be a part of the Jewish community. And I couldn't think of a better way to end that program than getting my own next member of the Jewish community right here. So thank you very much. And I'm just so excited to be a part of this program. And I was so happy with it and the people I met, and really great. Can't wait to continue my journey with the Jewish Federation.
So my father inspires me to be a Jewish leader. Growing up, he was always very involved in our synagogue, and he was the gabbai for many, many years. He always knew everybody, and he really inspired me to embrace the Jewish community. And now that I have children of my own, I really want to set a good example for them and make sure that they're involved in the Jewish community, and I want them to be Jewish leaders as well. And part of being in the Horizons program has really, further inspired me when I think of all the, great leaders in my class and just hearing about all the great programs that the Federation's doing. It really makes me feel like we're doing a good job, and our community, our Jewish community, is really strong. So thank you.
The people who have inspired me to become a Jewish leader are my parents. They are both from Israel, and they've instilled a hard work ethic and leadership skills in my sister and I, and that's really led me to want to get involved in the Federation. Through Horizons, I learned about the incredible work that the Federation does, and I never really understood the full impact until now. So I'm extremely excited to continue to get involved in the Federation, specifically to be on the Judicial Reception Committee and to join the Young Leadership Division, and continue to meet incredible people like the members of my Horizons cohort.
So a Jewish leader that inspires me is Lital Donner. She's been inspiring me since I was in college and inspired me to get involved in the Jewish Federation. Something that I got out of Horizons was this Jewish community for young people in Broward County. Outside of Horizons, I haven't been able to meet many Jewish people, so it was really nice to have this experience.
So the person who inspires me to be a Jewish leader is my grandfather. My grandfather was a dentist, and he served in World War II. My grandfather always taught me to be a strong Jewish person. He instilled Jewish values in me, instilled the values of family and Jewish traditions. And I try to take that and carry that on with me in my everyday life. And that's one of the reasons that I joined the Horizons class, and one of the reasons that I've enjoyed meeting everyone in the Horizons class and meeting with everyone once a month. I try to continue to use all of those values that my grandfather taught me and hope that I can be a Jewish leader and inspire others to do the same thing.
Hi everyone, how are you? I'm Matthew Poser. So my mother is the one who inspired me to be involved in the Jewish community and get me involved in Horizons and the Federation of Broward County. Something that I grew up with was always learning about the Jewish community and how to benefit those communities as well. And for me, the next step really is continuing that financially and with my time by giving to the Jewish Federation of Broward County and helping young children experience the everyday Jewish learnings that I did growing up. And I think that was my favorite part about Horizons, is that we got to learn about the nitty gritty of what the Federation does for the community and how we could really affect generations to come.
What inspires me to be a Jewish leader are all of the Jewish leaders in my life who really took me under their wing and helped me be the person I am. As I spoke to earlier in Horizons, I converted into Judaism. And it was the people in my life who took me under their wing, who helped tutor me, who taught me more about the customs and the religion. It was my first youth director who really helped me see all the different paths I could take in Judaism and as well as leadership. It was the anonymous donor sending me to Israel and giving me that experience. It is working at a Jewish summer camp to give back summer after summer and help people experience Judaism and the love that we all have, and really see that they can be Jewish no matter where they are, and really add to our religion and our community. I enjoy giving back. I've been doing that for as long as I can remember. Back in high school, volunteering specifically on Christmas Day at hospitals when a lot of the volunteers would be at home with their families, and working at food banks and doing things. And I have been given so much over my years, and I want to make sure that I pay it forward.
What inspires me to be a Jewish leader? Really, it is a dedication to doing good and leaving a positive mark on the world after I leave and while I'm here. For me, that involves a lot of charity. And through the Horizons program, I was really excited to learn about all the charitable endeavors and programs that the organization has, the Jewish Federation, that is. There's many things I didn't know about before starting Horizons. And through the program, I met a lot of great people who I'm excited to now participate in these programs, lead them, and create a positive impact upon the world.
The person who inspires me most to be a Jewish leader is Lance Lavovsky. Lance told me about this group. I see him in the community doing men's night in. He's just an overall, I think the word is mensch to say. He's inclusive of me, even though I'm younger than him. And, he's just always doing the right thing, whether it's, professionally, socially. He's been an inspiration to join this group and just, a leader to follow.
The person that inspires me to be a Jewish leader is my dad. My dad has been very involved in the Jewish community over the past, over 29 years that I've been alive. He is active in the Federation. He's active at our temples that we belong to, and he inspires me every day to continue leading a Jewish life and to be more active in the Jewish community, which is what I hope to do after the Horizons program ends.
So what inspires me to be a Jewish leader is my kids. We have a strong family tradition of trying to make the world tikkun olam, which is definitely part of the Horizons program, be better for our kids than it is for us. I have 3 kids. The world is not in a perfect place, and I'd like to do my part within our community to see that our kids get a closer to perfect world.
I would love to get involved in the Jewish community around Broward County using the leadership skills that I learned in the Horizons program, such as inspiring others to act to make the Jewish community a better place. And I was inspired by my campus rabbi at University of Florida, Rabbi Meir Gulab, And through him, we went to Poland and we visited the concentration camps and really saw like what the Jews went through and how they suffered and how they came out on the other end and were able to prevail. And that's what I want to do around with the Jewish community around South Florida and beyond, is I really just want to show that the Jewish community can prevail and that we will become like the best community that we can make it.
My next step in my Jewish journey is community. And I derive this from two inspirations, an old one and a new one. The new one being Horizons, the ultimate Jewish community that is available to everyone who wants to join. And Roger Popkin. Roger Popkin was the director of Camp Blue Star when I was a camper at Camp Blue Star. And through his inspiration and leadership, he built not only great qualities in young Jewish men and women, but a great community of Jewish leaders. Qualities, inspirations that I took with me to Horizons and that I derived from Horizons. My next step in my Jewish journey is community.
So for me, the Federation, I didn't know what to expect with the Horizons thing, with everything being online. Felt like J-Date, but for making friends. And it was honestly one of the best things I've done this whole year on Zoom. I didn't expect to find so many people that were around my age group and so young and so involved. And pretty much I didn't know where I wanted to go, but now after Horizons, I'm hoping to join the YLB, CRC boards, and a couple other things that come along with them, like the 954 group we spoke about with Daniel. Outside of this, it's really inspired me to get more involved with Israel. You know, one of the projects that I have now on the board with is the Hands Across Waters project, hoping to build peace out there. And really the long-term goal is to cultivate these younger people involved in the Federation and try to get them more involved with my other groups as well, with Rotary and the Temple, to create bigger, better pools of people. You know, we've had a problem finding people my age, and now it seems like I've been able to actually connect with them and they have similar interests.
I really enjoyed Horizons this year. It was really informative. It definitely inspired me to continue my Jewish learning, especially for my daughter, to instill those values in her and make it, you know, something that's important in our home and our family life. It was just a really nice experience, and I enjoyed meeting everyone, and it was really awesome.
Hi there, I'm Jason Wallach, and I wanted to take a moment and talk to you about something that's important to me, which is the next steps in my Jewish journey. Completing the Horizons program was a wonderful experience because I got to meet like-minded individuals that come from the same background and hear their stories. And we had a lot of similarities as well as a lot of differences. And it was just nice to get to hear other people like me. The next steps for me in my Jewish journey is I am engaged to a Jewish person, and we are going to have a Jewish wedding with kosher style food. And it's very important to me as well as her. So we're excited to hopefully bring a new generation of Wallachs into this world and teach them the traditions and heritages that are important to us.
Hey there. My next step of my Jewish journey is to really utilize all the information and knowledge that I've learned, not only in this class, but in my history of being Jewish and of living around all other Jews down in South Florida, and really be able to educate across people on my social media platforms and in person around my inner and outer circles regarding what's truly going on, not only in Israel today, but in Israel and the Middle East for over the past 100 years. It's the most important time of our generation, I believe, to truly educate people about the facts, not all the misinformation that's being spread around on social media and on every single type of platform. This part of my Jewish journey is going to be extremely exciting and profound, and I'm extremely excited to really pursue it.
What's happening next in my Jewish journey? Thanks to taking part in the Horizons program, I can now be more involved in the Jewish Federation in the area where I moved here about a year and a half ago from Israel. So I'm new to the Jewish community here, and thanks to Horizons program, I can take more involvement in what's happening around here with events, young leadership, Jewish things that are happening, the connection with Israel, and helping other Jewish people around the community. And that's what I want to do next in my Jewish journey, is being more involved in the federation and taking part and putting stuff together for events and helping people around the Jewish community in the area.
So the Horizons program has allowed me to step back and look at my heritage and upbringing and really just appreciate that. And I was able to now embrace my heritage and upbringing. I was able to see with a lot of the individuals in our group that they shared a lot of the same beliefs and the same background. And that was very, very refreshing for me and comforting, especially with what's going on in the world today. Just seeing that a lot of people share similar beliefs as myself. And as I mentioned, it was very refreshing and comforting. What's next in my Jewish journeys, I'll be getting married this year, and I plan to incorporate a lot of these things that I realized about myself that I now appreciate more than ever, and I'm able to incorporate that in my wedding and be able to implement that. And God willing, hopefully I'll be able to have children soon and be able to guide them towards their own Jewish journey. And Horizons really allowed me to really put all of that together and really think about it and be able to implement it moving forward in my future.
This Horizons class was definitely one of the most memorable experiences that I've had in a while. I think meeting all this great group of folks was definitely something that I very much will never forget. Also, just learning from the various organizations that are a part of the Jewish Federation collaborations was definitely amazing. I look forward to keeping in touch with this class even after Horizons. Looking forward to everything that is to come with the Jewish Federation.
So when I look back at Horizons, my favorite thing about it is just meeting so many people in the Jewish community, whether the guest speakers, but also more importantly, the people I was in it with. We have a great group. Hopefully we'll be able to stay in contact, even though it's been a little crazy different with being all online this year. It's been a great experience, and I look forward to becoming more a part of the Jewish community in Broward County, becoming more involved in some of the organizations and projects that the Federation does. There were a lot that I didn't necessarily know about until Horizons. So I think my next steps, that's where I'm going. I'm gonna join a couple, look into which ones I want to join.
Julie Baum, Nadav Davidson, Michael Gilman, Josh Greenberg, Stephen Kabat, Talia Lerner, Merrick Lewin, Joshua Miller, Daylin Mizrahi, Ryan Morris, Daniel Malari, Matthew Posner, Michelle Raskin, Aaron Rothenberg, Lauren Rubenstein, Michael Rubin, Danielle Tolzman, Kim Wald, Jason Wallach, Alice Wank, Levi Weinstein, Anthony Weisler. Mazel tov to the 2021 graduating class. We are going to open it up. We're going to open it up to the gallery view. Unmute everybody. Let's give a big congratulations and mazel tov to the graduating class. And if you have your wine, a little wine, let's do a l'chaim for the class. They all have a special wine glass with the Horizons logo on it that we got for them. So proud of you, Horizons class. Can't wait to see what you're going to do next. L'chaim, mazel tov.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
L'chaim, everybody. Okay. Okay, we're going to continue with the program.
Your big bye.
Unmute everybody, and we're going to finish up. Thank you.
All right. So that was amazing. And again, Mazel Tov to the class of 2021. We look forward to your next steps in your Jewish and Federation journeys. Before we conclude, I wanted to take a moment to thank Josh for his 2 years serving as Horizons co-chair. He has done a brilliant job, and I feel so lucky to have worked with him. Josh, you always have the best ideas and always show up with positivity. You lead by example, and you come prepared with the jokes. So this is a thank you for all your hard work, but not a goodbye, because I know I've gained a truly amazing lifelong friend, and you haven't heard the last of me. But as I go into my second year, I know I will bring with me all that we learned together. So thank you, Josh.
Oh, thank you, Maggie. And they sent me this award for, mediocrity. I think. No, it says appreciation. So Maggie, thank you. And class of 2021, congratulations, guys. You all were tremendous. Going through this process all on Zoom, what a testament to your dedication. And I really cannot wait to see what you guys are all going to do in the future. So, before we conclude this today, I want to say my thank yous. Thank you, Nancy. You have been wonderful, the most upbeat, the most supportive. I want to thank Maggie for being an amazing co-chair. I was about to say the best co-chair, but Heather's here also, and she was quite phenomenal. She showed me the ropes, and I hope some of what she taught me I was able to show you. But you were wonderful, and this organization, this ship is going to be smooth sailing with you, and with your new co-chair, who I want to announce and who has accepted, Danielle Tolsman. So congratulations, Danielle Tolsman. She's going to be taking over from me and filling my little shoes. And I know she's going to be absolutely wonderful. So congrats, Danielle. Maggie, wonderful choice. I cannot wait to see what you guys are going to accomplish, and I will be here for you. And with that, I'm supposed to stick to the script. Karen always has a heart attack when I don't stick to the script. And as she sails off into the sunset, I'm going to give her one last heart attack and not stick to the script. And instead of, saying farewells, I'm going to dedicate this Horizons graduation to you, Karen. Karen, you are the lifeline of this program. You are a superstar. There just aren't enough accolades to describe what you have meant to this program, and your legacy is here to stay. And everyone in this program and everyone that you've influenced and had an impression on all these years is better off for you leading this ship for so many years. We are going to miss you so much, but this organization's in a good place. So with that, on that note, I'm going to turn it over to Jen and Sid, who are going to play a little tribute to you, Karen.
Hey, Karen, just want to wish you the happiest, healthiest, sweetest, and most wonderful retirement anyone's ever had. I know that you could be so proud of all the hard work you've put in at Federation and the Horizons program, and I'm going to do whatever I can to keep the legacy going. We love you, we're going to miss you, and we'll be right here if you need us. Mwah.
Hey, Karen. Just want to say it's been such a joy, such a pleasure to spend these last 3 years together working on Horizons. You are the MVP of this program, the unsung hero. You do all the work behind the scenes, and you never ask for the credit, you never ask for the glory, but without you, Horizons is not Horizons. And there are generations of Horizon grads who have had the most amazing experience thanks to all your hard work and your dedication, and I cannot thank you enough. So I wish you all the best moving forward. We are certainly going to miss you, but I promise you that your Horizons legacy absolutely will live.
Hi, Karen. I can't say enough about my 2 years as Horizons co-chair. You were such an important role model for me as I began my leadership experience in the Federation, and you were also an inspiration during a truly pivotal time in my life as I started a family. I'm definitely sad to see you go, but I know I'll see a lot of you for years to come, and I wish you only the best as you move forward. Of course, I promise you can always count on me to take home the leftovers. Miss you!
Hi, Karen. Congratulations on your retirement. So sad to see you go, but so excited for you in this next chapter of your life. I have you and your husband Franklin to thank for introducing me to this excellent organization and to the Jewish community in Broward. It's changed my life in many ways, and I intend to be forever involved and forever a leader in this community because of you. So just know that your legacy lives on, even though you've moved on to this next chapter. We'll miss you very much. Best of luck.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, everybody. That was the most beautiful tribute, totally, completely unexpected. It's been the greatest joy to be a part of this Horizons program, to know each and every one of you, to the co-chairs, to all the participants, to watch you grow, to watch you take your place in our federation and in the community. I can't wait to see where everybody goes and where everybody lands. When you look around the Federation boardroom and the Federation impact teams, you see Horizons graduates. And that's a testament to the Federation and the program, and to Shirley Gleichz and to Pepe for leading the way, and to Nancy, and to everyone that's been involved. So thank you for this beautiful, beautiful tribute. I love you all. I am going to miss you. I'm a call or text away if you need me, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so, so much. And mazel tov to everybody, class of 2021. Thank you.
And with that, as my final act as co-chair, this concludes the graduation. Congratulations, graduating class of 2021. You guys can feel free to stay on, chat a little bit, but I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon in the next Horizons events. Take care, everyone.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
Woo, we did it.